Majo John Madden in Orizaba, Mexico. I'm not liking the lighting when I do a selfie. It's not as sharp and clear as this. And let's take me out of the picture. Let's just show the environment. That is the Palacio de Gobierno in Orizaba. And all the new police pickup trucks in front, which are there because the city has bought 20 new Mitsubishi pickup trucks. And that's pretty cool. The connection with me is that I got arrested by the police a couple weeks ago, and that on Thursday I filed a report fingering the jailer who beat up the kid next to me in the cell, and I'm hoping he'll be fired. So I have a very strong connection with the police. And this note is about connections and about synchronicity. So last night I was about 3 planters down that way, sitting, see that guy up there? About 3 planters ahead of him in the dark. And one of the old pickup trucks pulled up next to me, and one of the cops who arrested me, those guys all like me now because it was a big mistake and they knew it and I knew it. And I never gave them a hard time. I just did my 12 hours in the jail and was glad I was there because I wanted to be there to report that jailer. So those cops like me a lot, and they're always friendly to me. So in the dark there, and there was bumper to bumper traffic on Sunday night, one of the old squad car pickup trucks stops, and this cop does this perfect Cheech and Chong imitation and yells at me, "Hey man, what you doing?" And I recognized him and knew he was a friend of mine, and I came right back Cheech and Chong style and said, "Getting high, man. Damien! Whoa! Spectacular! Whoa!" I do not know even who the hell that guy is, but this morning he stopped me on the street outside of my van. So now this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I did remember his name, but this morning I went, who are you? I didn't do it like that. I said, "Hi," and he says, "Damien, remember?" And I said, "Yeah." No, I have no idea who the fuck you are. But that's what it's like. I've been here 5 weeks and I have all these things happening. Those cops last night, and what triggered this is just about a block down that way as I was walking back from the east end of town. One of the kids who works at Lunas de Cafe is the coffee shop right across from my car where I park because my car isn't moving, and I pick up 2 bars on their Wi-Fi there. There he is, a mile away from where he works. Who knew that he would be going down here? I don't think he lives down there. It's expensive down there. So he's going to something. And his face was so bright, and I've seen him like 9 times at that cafe. So it was like exciting, and I remembered his name immediately. And it's connection. I feel connected in this little town that it's 120,000 people. So these coincidences, it's not like a 400 person pueblo where I knew everybody. And Fabio, who I did a video, I'll try to remember to put a link to my Fabio videos. The first day I was downtown, down in the central here, which was like 4 weeks ago, Fabio taught me the ins and outs of parking around Alameda Park. And I ran into him yesterday down on, it is Madero Street, is the big glitzy shopping street. So it's way down there, hundreds of people. That's a very busy street. And there's Fabio, who I've met like once 4 weeks ago for 20 minutes. But he spoke good English and he did a couple of videos, and so he's stuck in my mind. So there he was. And then about 20 minutes later or 10 minutes later, in that same really, really busy strip, I see this mom and little girl looking at me and smiling and laughing, and I knew exactly who they were because back behind me there, in front of the Quintal restaurant, 3 nights ago, she and her mom were laughing about the patito. Pato is the duck, patito is a little duck. I was wearing a little duck on my sombrero, which no men do. Kids and girls, women do. And they thought that was hysterical. And I gave it to her. and she loved it. She may have other petitos, but she loved it. She was really happy that I gave it to her. It was worth giving away. At that point, I didn't have 30 pesos to replace it. Now I do, but I haven't yet. But so there they were, laughing and smiling in a totally different section of town. Not totally, it's all the centro, but it's still quite a coincidence. And so I went up and said, all in Spanish, where is your petito? ¿Dónde está su petito? And she says, a casa, in my house. And I said, bueno, vamos a su casa. Let's go to your house. We're going to go to your house right now. And they knew I was joshing. So that was great, you know? And Jorge, who runs the Pambazo stand in the park, that actually I have to stay one extra day for sure because they gave me a free meal last night on credit, and they're not open today, so I have to pay them tomorrow. And I see them all the time, and they make really great pambazos. That's the sandwich that's really Orizaba's specialty. A couple little dogs. I'm cutting people slack about dogs on leash. It's a thing I really dislike. But I'm just so happy in Orizaba, I go, oh, no, let's not bother with that. And over in Alameda Park, way back there, this morning I saw a lot of dogs off leash. A lot of dogs off leash. So that's great. So that little girl, I'm not going to take videos of her because I've gone to jail for that. I have, it's true. And I'm not getting ice cream over at the ice cream place because they had ice cream this morning. And it would be an incredible piece of synchronicity if I see a Michael Jordan number 23 shirt, because 1 out of every 5 guys in Orizaba wears them. The funniest one I saw was in the town of Martinez, where on the back it said Jordan 23. And I thought, that jersey is the wrong color for the Chicago Bulls. It's like my hometown, you know. And I went around the front, and it was a Chicago White Sox jersey that some outfit had made up to be the White Sox in front and the Bulls in back. So that was fun. So, I'm a guy who my notion of synchronicity, back before it started happening all the time, it just happens all the time to me these days. And in Asheville, North Carolina, that's a town where synchronicities happen really fast. Notwithstanding me, that's just that town. But in Chicago, a long time ago, I said to my girlfriend, Cindy, this is like 40 years ago, she was a really great girlfriend, and I said, Cindy, you gotta hear this. You know that I've been talking about getting a motorcycle, right? Yeah. I opened a men's magazine today, and boom, there was an ad for motorcycles. This is a message from God, right? I mean, that's the kind of shit I reach for. But now messages from God are all the time, God winking at us. And I think I'll shut up. That's 8 minutes. Most of you have gone to bed already. So if you haven't, leave a comment. I love comments. They can say, that was a complete one. There's 2 police officers, and I was just talking about police, and they're carrying the orange boots. Orange boots. They are serious of parking infractions in El Centro. They are. And in Veracruz. I'm going back to Veracruz. That's going to be my home base. In Veracruz, I would park around Zamora Park, which is gorgeous, and 3 or 4 cops had given me permission to park there at night. No, here's back up. The very first time I parked at Zamora Park, I said into a video, in Mexico they don't enforce traffic stuff. If you are parked in a dangerous place, you might get towed, but otherwise I've never seen a ticket, never nothing. And I went shopping and came back 3 hours later and my car was booted. So sometimes God's way of saying is God shows his presence or her presence by just fucking with us, you know, because there I was booted. And then later on in the 2 or 3 days later, when I had the money to pay the 300 pesos on a Saturday, I went to the office and it was closed on Saturday. And the woman who worked there called her boss, and he came down on his motor scooter to tell me, no, you gotta go on Monday. So I was kind of miffed. And when I got back to my car an hour later, the boot was gone. Neither of them had bothered to tell me that on the weekend when the office is closed and you can't pay your fine, they go around and scoop up all the boots. Yeah, I don't think they do that in Chicago. I don't think they do that in New York. But in Mexico, yeah, that's the way Mexico operates. So I said I was going to shut up, didn't I? And you left at that point if you hadn't left before. Well, you have my official permission now. Go do something fun. Stop living vicariously off my life, you little, you little runt. Okay. Here's a bit of synchronicity. Out of